pretty sure.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot! There it is.
Hello Britball Nation, I'm Nick Wilson-Town, Editor-in-Chief here at DoubleCoverage.com, and welcome to the final Adult Power Rankings following Week 5 of the 2017 season. Before we jump into the rankings, remember that we can only keep doing what we do here at DC, bringing you 7 days a week of all things Britball with the goal of growing the British game if we have your support. We'd love if you can help us out by heading over to our GoFundMe page, but even if you can't spare a contribution right now, you can still do your part to help us grow the game by liking this video over on YouTube or giving it a share on your social media platform of choice. It takes only a couple of seconds, but if your share or retweet is the one that inspires a new young athlete to take up the game, surely then it's all been worth it. With that said, let's jump into the rankings. Ouch. Never nice to be on the receiving end of a burger, but combine it with a shutout in your season opener, and there can be few worse starts to the year for the Wolverines. Lest we forget, however, they were taken on the Tamworth Phoenix side that dominated Northern football in 2016 and is expected to have improved during the off-season. This weekend's upcoming game against the Nighthawks should help us learn whether it was Tamworth's strength or the Wolverines' weakness that caused Sunday's scoreline.
10.
Giants lose but climb a spot nonetheless due in no small part to the sheer grittiness of their matchup against the Nighthawks. Though the Giants broke out to a quick head start, the lead changed back and forth throughout the second half as these two teams tore each other apart. The Giants may be 0-4 in the year already, but that was a hell of a game of football, and with their offense finally finding ways to put up points, hopefully it's just the first of many exciting matchups in the north.
9.
Despite winning and putting up a decent amount of offense in their season opener, the Nighthawks take a big tumble down the rankings. Throughout the game, the two teams seemed fairly evenly matched, trading blows and trading scores, not something we'd expect from a Merseyside squad that saw playoff football last season. It was only their first game of the year, but combined with an underwhelming performance in the pre-season against the Titans, we're going to need to see a lot more resilience from the Nighthawks to think of them as playoff contenders once again.
8.
The Knights shift up slightly thanks to the Northern Prem not performing to par. A really interesting clash for Farnham this weekend when they take on Premiership new boys, the Bury Saints. We'll learn a lot about who will be slotting in as favourites for the Wooden Spoon in the Prem South.
7.
Despite having a burger put on them by the Warriors, we had to respect the Saints' ability to put up points against the nation's top team. However, the Saints showed little ability to compete on either side of the ball in Sunday's comprehensive defeat to the London Blitz. We haven't seen an offensive output that low from the Saints in years, so they'll need to bounce back big against the Knights this weekend, else it might be that the Saints weren't ready for the top tier of the game after all.
6.
Edinburgh lose but sneak up the ranks a little. There were those at round 2 of the battle for Scotland that claimed that the Wolves are actually the better of the two sides on Sunday. But while accolades are nice, wins are nicer, and so despite leading for the majority of the fixture, the Wolves allowed the Pirates back into the game in the fourth quarter once again, and this time it sticks. The Pirates lock themselves in as the top Scots for yet another year.
5.
Top Scots they may be, but it's clear they've got a long way to go before they'll be viewed as the powerhouse of the north we came to know them as. 3 straight games the Pirates have been forced to come from behind, and while Neil Baptist's connection with Kenny Muir saved the Pirates' pride on this occasion, the two connecting for clutch scores in the second half, they'll want to display more consistent firepower if they have aspirations of competing for the top spot in the north.
4.
No move for the Aztecs, who we won't see again until week 8 when they take on the Warriors. Use these bye weeks well, Bristol.
3.
If we didn't know better, Tamworth's emphatic opening day win might have us sorely tempted to shift them up a spot as a potential London contender. But we've been burnt by the Phoenix before, so despite their burger and shutout victory, they stay locked in at the number 3 spot.
2.
As we mentioned, a comprehensive win for the Blitz on Sunday, and far from the pre-season concerns that we might see a Blitz side this year that has fallen even further off the pace set by the Warriors in the Prem South. Instead, there's rumblings that Sunday's Blitzball preview round 1 might actually be a nice and competitive game once again, which is frankly the best kind when these two Britball powerhouses go head to head.
1.
Despite the scoreline, there were a lot of positives for the Warriors to take away from Saturday's tough 35-14 loss against the Karlstad Crusaders. Through the second and third quarter, the Warriors were every bit a match for AmericanFootballInternational.com's number 7 ranked Karlstad. However, they struggled to match the pace and experience of recently flown-in playmaker Alpha Jallo, the former Div 1 wideout, playing and making plays in every phase of the game for the Crusaders side who'd only joined earlier last week. They'll have learned an awful lot, but nor did they come out of the fixture completely unscathed, with a couple of Warriors players limping their way off the field at the weekend. Will they be back in healthy in time for this weekend's big game against the Blitz? And that's our rankings for week 5. Where do you think we've gone wrong? Remember, we really want these rankings to be part of the conversation within the community, so if you have any thoughts on them at all, share them in the comments down below. This game's only going to grow if we as a community are pulling together to talk about our game, share one another's achievements and actively participating in the growth of the game rather than just looking to others to get the job done and griping when it's not. But I'll hop off my soapbox and leave you as always with the hope that you play hard, play safe, and go and check out this week's scoop with a roundup of some of the great things going on this past week in the Britball Nation.